Sorry, I just jumped way ahead. Boom.
Go back.
Okay.
So I get closer, and it is a half-eaten mouse.
So
Organs out and everything. The only reason I realized it was mouse is because I saw its little feet and its tail.
The big companies like Zoetis and IDEX are two that just come to mind that have like free online resources where you can go and learn how to read a fecal correctly, so you can make an IDEX account, and then you can go in and look at all these online classes that are free and improve your skills that way. And Zoetis has that as well. I'm sure some of the other companies. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable, the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related... Oh, my God. Can we start over?
Oh, my
Sure, what'd you do
gosh.
wrong?
She's going so fast.
I was going fast, and Richie's texting me about his blood
Stop
pressure.
being distracted.
Okay,
About his blood
sorry.
pressure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable, the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related questions while having some fun along the way. If you enjoyed today's episode or a previous episode, be sure to leave us a review
Keep going.
Keep going.
on your podcast provider of choice.
Review.
And if you have any feedback to offer to improve the Veterinary Roundtable, let us know.
You did it.
I did it.
Well done.
That was bad. That was two messes up.
Back to her telephone.
Back to my phone because Richie, my husband, is texting me about his blood pressure.
Is he okay?
Whose blood pressure?
Well, he just
About
said
Richie's blood pressure.
He's so funny. He said it's 118/72 today. It's
Okay,
usually
beautiful.
129 to 130. And I said, isn't that
darn.
lower than what it was? And he was like, yes. And I said, okay, then I think you're fine.
Well, even his normal one's
Yeah,
fine.
He
Even
goes 120
129?
over 80 is ideal, but for someone younger, I think.
Is he worried that it
Does he take
too
it at
off
home?
the normal?
I don't know, guys. Well, okay, here's
just randomly
context.
texts you
Let me
about
give you
blood-
context.
Is he hypochondriac?
Well, because this is my pit for the week was that Johnny's best friend's dad died suddenly.
Oh.
And so I think there's those feelings going into,
Yes.
and he had a heart attack.
That's
So
sad.
now,
Oh,
Yeah.
so now Richie's paranoid.
Oh.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
that's
tell
tough.
him we all say he's okay.
You're okay, Richie. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
don't want to be
But also sorry to the friend's dad.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
he's okay.
It
That's
was, yeah, it was sad. It was a
Is
sad
Johnny
weekend.
okay?
Johnny's good. Johnny's, hanging in there. He's such a good friend.
Yeah.
Good.
It's a good guy. Sorry,
Good.
I just jumped way ahead. Boom.
Go back.
Okay.
Neither of those noises were applicable.
No,
to
they
this
weren't.
Okay, reviews.
Spotify.
Guess.
Previously 259.
Hammering home.
Dang.
It is now 265.
Dang, that's a good jump.
Yeah, it's always a good jump with
golly.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Apple slowly inching. Previously 106, now 109. Okay,
Scooching.
keep those reviews
Scooching up there.
coming.
Guys, I promised we were going to make... Oh, wait, I'm skipping ahead, too. I promised we were going to make one of our videos the other day, but we had to postpone it to this upcoming Saturday.
Yep.
So it will be coming soon.
Because
Due
of
to weather and time.
I had to stay
Yes.
really
I'm saying
late at
weather,
work,
even-
and then by
you
the time
had
I
a
got off, it
patient.
was dark.
which I want to hear about later.
I do
Okay.
too.
It was dark by
That's
the
not
time.
how I'm talking about. But that's actually a good one.
Okay,
Oh.
we'll keep that in mind then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe do it since it's fresh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
New review.
Okay.
Anybody?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay.
I found this podcast around the time that I made the decision to shift career paths and pursue veterinary medicine. This podcast has been extremely helpful in understanding what the world of veterinary medicine looks like. I tune in every new episode and I appreciate the honest and real conversations you all have. Coupled with the shadowing experience at local clinic, working with cattle, and working with bison, the real world experience, your perspectives have helped me understand what I'm getting myself into. In addition, you all provide great information that I have been able to see in practice shadowing at a clinic. From what vet school will be like to what being a vet will entail. From interesting cases to individualized experiences, this is a great listen and worth the time, especially for someone considering vet medicine as a career path. At Gabe Marked.
Thanks, Gabe.
That was a nice review.
Gabe.
Yeah, that was
Mark.
awesome. Way to
We're
summarize.
pretty reals.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very
Considering
cool.
literally what we just talked about 2 minutes ago.
Welcome to
Yeah.
veterinary medicine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hope you like it. It's pretty fun.
I know.
Super fun.
I don't know if you use this as a indicator of what it's like out there.
That's true.
Do you
'cause
think if people
we have
use
more
this
fun.
as an indicator of what it's like, that more people would enter or not
Enter.
enter, right? That's what I'm
100%
saying.
enter?
Totally.
for sure.
Do you think
Because
we
we
leave?
also work
Do
together.
you think we leave
Like-
a lot of people disappointed then because we convince them to enter
Yeah.
and then they get in and they're like,
No, we motivate them for change to
We-
go and
But I
Okay.
also feel like
yes,
we're
be those
lucky-
catalysts for
We're a
change.
lucky select few. Lucky select few.
We are
We like
blessed.
vet
We're
med-
different.
Yeah, vet med isn't
We're a different
always
breed.
like this. You know, not everywhere.
But it can be like this.
It can.
It can be.
It
People
can
choose
be.
to not make it this.
yeah.
You guys actually answered a listener question from the person who wrote the review. His name's Gabe, I think Martin.
Yes, we
Gabe
did.
Martinez. Yeah. Mhm.
Very cool. Very
Also-
cool.
Oh, well, welcome back.
Can you imagine working with bison?
That'd be very cool.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's cool.
dangerous.
It does sound quite scary, actually.
It totally sounds like something you would do.
Any
No,
large animal is
absolutely.
scary.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Large.
Gabe, where are you at?
They can break
And can
you.
she come work on bison with you?
Those
Yeah.
things are
Gabe, are you
aggressive.
single?
Okay, I didn't
How
ask
old are
that. I
you?
just asked if she could work on the bison.
How old are you? Send pictures. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This has now just been converted
Well,
into the
also,
Devin's
Devin's
dating
I
dash.
should do, yeah, my dating
Devin's
dash.
dating dash.
Yep, Devin's
D.
dating dash. Gabe, you're the next
Wow, that
contestant.
escalated quickly.
Please don't send a picture.
Okay.
I don't want to force you in.
Or do. I mean, I don't, Okay.
She said it, not me.
Okay. Let's see here.
Social media channels. Oh,
At what?
I was going to say something, but then it's for my pit and peak. So.
Okay. At the Veterinary Roundtable on
Yeah.
Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, yeah,
Tic-tac.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
As
yeah.
the
The
older
tic-tac.
folks say.
Yes.
My dad calls
Tic-tac?
My dad calls Facebook fake book.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's just what he calls it.
Do you call it TikTok?
Yeah, why am I not supposed to call it that?
Did you not just hear it? She just called her old.
No, I didn't.
Because you. I guess not.
Sort of.
You
She
kind
did.
of implied
She
it.
calls me old all the time.
She implied it
No,
because
I
she
did
said
not.
she said tic tac as the older folk would say. And then, do you say TikTok?
Yes.
You just imply she's
my,
old.
my mom says Tic Tac.
It's
Okay.
They should have done Tic Tac.
Okay, she's not the only person I've ever heard say Tic Tac, so I was just curious.
Also,
Why
you know
would
what's-
it says an O? There's an O
No, I
in it.
know because
Oh.
Oh, because of Tic
It's their
Tac
way
the
of
candy.
making fun of it.
maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm cool, so I say TikTok.
On the show New Girl, which is
Super
like years
cool.
old, they referenced TikTok like years ago. It's fascinating.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
wanna-
very
you
interesting.
wanna
I forget which episode, which season, but I was like,
TikTok.
You want to talk about shows that can predict shit? The
What?
Simpsons.
I thought we were gonna bring
Yeah.
up
That's
P-Diddy.
freaky.
The what?
The Simpsons. Have you seen all the
Simpsons.
stuff
Oh.
The Simpsons has predicted?
no.
Like years
Listen,
and
Bart
years.
was really smart.
They predicted Trump. They predict what else? I mean, they predicted
a
like
lot of things.
just
COVID, I think.
look up on YouTube like just The Simpsons predicting, and it's like
So who's
for real.
It's
behind
really
the
about
show?
Marge.
Mhm.
But
I
do you know
wanna
how
know.
old The Simpsons is?
It's
And it predicted
True.
stuff from like now. What's happening now?
I
Or
thought
like
you
a few
were
years ago.
gonna Say how Kesha changed the lyrics of her TikTok song.
Oh, that we should get into that.
Oh, gosh.
P
What?
Diddy.
look. I'm not
Well,
the only
no,
one.
I don't
Look
have
that.
TikTok.
We
I have
have
no
You
idea.
don't have to have
Uh,
TikTok. P Diddy, you don't know what he's doing?
Wake
Oh
up in
no,
the
let's.
morning
Are we
saying
talking about
F.
that?
P. Diddy.
Okay.
Wait, should we not talk about that?
Wait,
No,
what's
I'm just
happening?
saying that's opening a can of worms. That's a huge.
Yeah.
Listen,
big
guys, I
mess.
found out the day before I had to leave to go.
You know who
to the
P.
East
Diddy
Coast,
is,
there's
right?
going to be a.
Listen, her
Valid
name.
question.
That leads
He's
right
got-
into
he's got
introductions.
some-
She is not Dr. King. She is Dr. Duckwall. She definitely
I am
knows.
Dr. Asheville
Got
Duckwall.
some mega
I'm
feds
Dr.
at
Emily
his
King.
house.
I'm Courtney Allen.
I'm Devin Fortune.
And we are talking about P. Diddy.
No,
On.
he had like a million feds at both of his houses for sex trafficking
Yeah.
and
He-
a bunch of other crap.
Like at his parties, he would have party favors and they would be children.
And then he had
like,
little
the things he
things-
did like Justin Bieber, and I feel so bad for Justin
Justin.
Bieber, but like it's just oh my god.
He
He
had
has a
things
tunnel
called-
under his house.
He had things called freak offs. And they found like 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his house.
So now it's a joke. If you're having a party, you say it's a P. Diddy party and you bring baby oil, but it's a
No.
really sick joke.
And
no.
and
All
so-
these famous people were involved. Like
yes,
Oprah
like
and...
Jay-Z,
Like
Kanye
Child-
West,
Child- you know what?
Beyonce.
Everybody knows
Listen,
about it.
girl. I
Dude, get on
know.
social
She's
media.
Like any social media platform, you should saw it.
But
My-
someone even tried
You
to,
were
like,
gone over the weekend, so you don't.
Okay, but literally things on my social media are horses, babies, and Jesus. So
There you go. No P. Diddy.
But
It's
someone
so
mentioned that
sad.
maybe he got the baby oil from Costco, and then Costco tweeted like, "We don't sell baby oil. Don't pull us into this." Or something.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But if you honestly, if you look at all the
gross.
videos, like the way Justin Bieber got treated when he was young because he was in
It's
the
really
industry, all
overwhelming.
the adults abused him. It's crazy when you're that
Now
young.
that you
Well,
say
isn't it
that-
true,
now
like,
that you
the-
say that there's things about Justin Bieber's popping up on my thing.
It's because he was a
Interesting.
big one. He
He just had a
involved because
baby.
P. Diddy
Wasn't
was around
Usher
him all the
also?
time.
Yes.
Usher's
And like Usher was like saying
weird.
like
It was
my
like-
kids, I would never let my kids
Yeah.
around P. Diddy or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Like P.
And now
Diddy
they're
is
like
a
pulling.
he is a predator.
People are like
hardcore predator.
recognizing lyrics from songs that are like totally outing P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Well, Eminem had that one.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
impressive.
Look at me.
Wow. You were so cool.
It's insane.
Thanks, Devin.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, they found
scary.
the feds
Well-
pulled up to his house and they found a tunnel that looked freshly dug and there was like blankets and
Well, I'll be honest, I ain't gonna look it up, and I
Nope.
ain't gonna go.
it's a
I'm
whole can of worms.
Not
Yeah.
interested in
Um,
that.
I'm waiting for the documentary, and one of the comments I read
On
said it
Netflix.
should be called "Diddy or Diddy Not." Isn't that good?
Okay, that's actually
That's such a
really
Devin
funny.
joke. I love it.
You should have
Okay.
ran with that and said you came up with that.
No, I'm not
Oh,
a liar.
I would.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Okay. All right, Pits and Peaks.
Yeah. Oh.
Hold on,
that's
hold
a
on,
pit
hold
for
on.
everybody.
That's a
Before
pretty good
before
pit.
you guys get into Pits and Peaks, I wanted to mention that this episode is going to be the first episode on our new YouTube channel, the Veterinary Roundtable, and that all episodes, video episodes of the Veterinary Roundtable will now be on this channel. So if you are listening, go to YouTube and type in the Veterinary Roundtable and subscribe.
And subscribe.
Subscribe.
We're
Hit
official.
the button.
Okay.
Thank you, Harrison.
That's our producer, Harrison King.
Thank you, Harrison,
At
for the
King
breaking
Media.
news.
I think we need to start introducing him too. Yeah.
I know. I mean, now he's
would
talking
be funny.
behind.
He
We
has
should
his
totally do
own
that.
microphone.
The
now.
voice behind the curtain.
Mhm.
Yeah. You'll never see his face, but he's there.
All
Little
right,
do you know,
so
you've seen
Pits
his
and
face
Peaks.
Pits
before.
and Peaks.
Okay. You wanna go?
Peak, I decorated for fall.
I did that
Yeah.
weeks ago.
I never do that.
Well, I was gonna do it before my trip, but I didn't want Walter to eat the decorations while I was gone, so I
That's-
waited until I was
Mm.
back.
That's a good idea.
But now that I'm 21, I poured myself a glass of wine and I turned on Grey's Anatomy, and it was raining outside, and I decorated for fall. It was perfect.
It's a great day.
What
That
a
sounds like
great
it's
day.
nice. Who watches Walter when you leave and your mom left?
Lauren watched him this
Oh.
time.
Okay, nice.
I've
watched
him before. Yes, you have.
Okay.
Pit. Speaking of Walter, do I dare share what I woke up to this morning?
Yes,
Definitely.
So I woke up and I was getting ready for work, and I saw this little pile on the floor, and I, like, from a distance just thought it was cat vomit, because, like, they vomit from time to time. And then I was like, that looks kind of weird, and of course it's on my carpet in my bedroom. So I get closer, and it is a half-eaten mouse.
So
Organs out and everything. The only reason I realized it was mouse is because I saw its little feet and its tail.
Yeah.
And then I look at Walter, and he's just sitting there, like, as happy as can be, licking his lips, eyes massive. Like, he had a good morning.
He had a good
so
morning.
I had to clean that up, and its
Ugh.
organs were falling out onto my
Ew.
carpet, and that's how I woke up. That's never happened
You didn't
before.
hear him chewing the bones.
No, thank God. And I was thinking about, like, what if he had jumped up in the bed with that? It would have been.
And then gave it to you.
Ugh.
'Cause most cats do that.
I
They'll
would've
bring
ha-
their owners.
I would have had to
their-
call off of work today. But
I would
like,
have needed a mental health day.
they've found mice before, but Sid doesn't have his upper canine, so he just gums it and holds it in his mouth, literally.
So gross.
So I think
Mushy mouse.
I mean, it had to have been Walter. Walter probably intervened, killed it, and then ate it.
Well,
Which
and
is
it was in your
revolting.
room, which is Walter's room.
Yeah.
He's like, here, mom.
At least he did his job though. He killed the mouse.
Yeah, but
You don't want
like now I don't want him to kiss me.
Mm.
You know.
Also, watch his poops. Might have
I know.
some running poops.
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna go wipe his face.
he might
off
poop
when
out
I
a
get home.
head or ear.
Literally. And I just picture him munching on the skull.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Is that not delightful?
It's delightful.
that's so disgusting. I feel like that's when birds eat other birds. I think that's so gross.
What? It's crazy.
It's
Birds
like-
eat other birds.
Yeah, hawks eat small birds. Eagles eat birds.
I've seen so many.
Well, it
dogs
doesn't even have to
recently.
be bird to bird, just like animals eating other skulls.
Bird to bird, though. It's like
Yeah.
you're supposed to be each other's friends.
Cannibalism.
Ugh.
Fish eat fish.
I know. See, it's gross.
Yeah.
Think about
Dolphins eat fish. Sharks eat fish.
Yeah.
What do sharks eat?
that. Humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not wrong.
They probably eat fish.
Limbs.
Okay, cool.
All right. Good
Up
job,
next.
Walter. Sorry, Devin.
I should have taken a picture
That's
of
amazing.
You should have.
Mm.
Okay, I'll go.
It was a trauma response.
My peak is I found out I'm going to Sedona in
Nice.
June. Arizona. I've never been to Arizona, so I'm very excited. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really pretty. I'm going for my mom's yoga retreat.
You need
So
to
not
have,
a vacay, but I'm still gonna enjoy it.
you need to
yeah.
have prickly pear margaritas. They're a big thing out there.
I will.
Yep.
I will have one.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm really excited about that. My pit is that I think recapping from last episode, my back is still injured,
Oh,
and I found out that I actually
her back.
it's the doctor told me that it's probably something having to do with my rhomboid muscle,
Rhomboid.
which nobody's ever heard of that.
Not rhombus.
But it's it's
Rhomboid.
between
I'm sure
your
it looks like a rhombus
it's
shape.
between your spine and your shoulder blade, and so it just got really overworked, and I strained it. So
Does anyone remember what a
I'm still in
rhombus
pain.
looks like? Isn't it like a weird diamond?
Isn't it like a? It's like a twisted rectangle, isn't it?
sorry, Courtney, to hear about your back. How are you feeling?
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. I thought it was basically like a crooked rectangle.
I'm glad someone else cares.
I
Here,
was
turn around, Courtney. We'll show everybody where it's at on your back.
I was
It's this
legit trying to
section right
picture
here.
rhombus shape.
It's just such an odd.
Yeah, it's a weird shaped, isn't it? A weird shaped
How
triangle.
are you feeling?
Wait,
Great.
okay, yeah, it's
Let's see
basically.
your
We were
privacy
saying the
screen.
same thing. Oh yeah, sorry.
So it's a sideways diamond.
no, it looks
or
like
it's a sideways square.
It looks like a diamond.
Tilted
Okay, now it's
45
not even
degrees.
popping up. Harrison, you're gonna have to pop it
Smushed.
up on our screen. This is what it
Okay.
says.
Yep. Okay.
It's a
rhombus.
diamond.
That's
a
literally
diamond.
a diamond.
A twisted square.
Okay.
It's so
Anyway,
stupid. Someone
that's
just
all I
wanted
got.
money to invent something.
My back
Okay.
still hurts. That's it.
but it's better.
Just
a little
rest.
bit because I'm not doing anything.
It's gonna be annoying.
Did they just prescribe stress or rest?
That's right.
Stress also.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you're not taking meds. Ibuprofen. No, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Stress is good for the soul.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. My peak is that I went to my friend's wedding in Hilton Head. I've never been there, and it was so cutesy. I kept saying, "This is so cutesy," and Charles
did.
was like, "Why are you saying that?" So loved the vibe out there. Pitt we went the day before a hurricane. Didn't know it until that night, and I was like, "Charles, should we be worried?" He's like, "Well, it'll be fine. It's a category 2. It was a it was a tropical storm at that point." And then obviously, as you all know, escalated into category 4 by the time it hit land.
Yeah.
But yeah, so where we were, we just got like the residual winds as the eye hit and it kept coming up. But in a hotel, it was loud and I felt safe. It was a cement hotel. We were on the water, like
What floor were you on?
the top,
Yeah.
facing the water. So yeah. And it was the worst night's sleep I've ever had since my baby was born because I was up every 2 hours. We had to go to the lobby
Yeah.
about 3 times.
Really?
I documented as much as I could. I
Oh,
have to say
yeah.
it
No, I
was-
did actually. I
Yeah.
didn't realize I was in the middle
but
of the
watching
night.
them back to back was even better. Like
I didn't. I should have sent you the first half of them because I just was like half asleep and it was. But the island was okay. There's debris and stuff, and
Yeah.
I think everyone was okay. But prayers going out to everyone
Yes,
who was
absolutely.
affected because
Yeah.
it was a really big storm that just.
I think
got
just all
worse
those
and
like
worse.
secondary things, like as it came into land, was
Yeah.
just like
Mhm.
crazy.
Apparently, there was a second hurricane this weekend.
Yes,
I
I
did
heard
see that
that.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has me googling
Time
what can
out.
Indiana get hit by
You-
a hurricane.
you didn't know about the hurricane before you left.
I don't watch the news.
Maybe you
Okay.
should start watching the news
before you fly to a place where it's on the ocean.
I think it also was that
'Cause
it was a
I-
wedding. I was either I
Yeah.
just go and.
Oh yeah, their wedding
Or
didn't
don't.
get ruined, did it?
No, it was the next couple days were beautiful and the wedding was perfect. So it was just that night that was
Scary.
That had to be
Cool.
scary for them too.
yeah. Yeah, I think only 5 or 6 people didn't end up coming, which was pretty good for a small wedding.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, shout out to any of those who got affected.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, if you follow our social medias, you would see that I tried to contribute to the announcement of our next podcast coming out. And at that time, it was obviously before it hit land. So it was just rain throughout the day. So, but it was hilarious because the lady in the first video with the umbrella in the background,
Yes.
if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. She was legitimately an innocent bystander walking by when we did this video, and
That's
she just
hilarious.
decided to contribute, and then she just kept walking.
That's
She didn't say
amazing.
anything?
Nope.
Oh
Just
my
smiled and
God.
kept walking.
She's famous.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a
Incredible.
good sport. So.
Yes.
Did you get in the ocean?
No.
Was it
no.
super dirty?
Didn't really even I got in the pool once. It was dirty the next day, but then the next day, that night was beautiful. And
Yeah.
Did you go to Caligny?
no, we went to Harbor Town though.
Oh yeah.
That was very
Harbor
cute.
Town's bougie.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
think Harbour Town was
Didn't know I had to pay to just get there.
Harbor, yeah,
Yeah.
Harbor.
$9.
That's where we jet ski. That is the fancy part of Hilton
Where is
Head.
this? Oh,
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Yeah. I can see how it's very
We go to
bougie.
Harbor. Our friends
But
live
it's
in
very,
there.
I love the ambiance. The
Yeah.
trees, the
It's
little
Harbor
town.
Town is
The
you got
lighthouse.
money if you have a condo in Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Anyway, thinking of all those who were affected.
Absolutely.
What was your peak? Going down there?
Yeah, I've never
Okay.
been on that. I
Mhm.
loved it. I would go again for sure. Not during hurricane season, but I'd go again.
My pit this week was related to a cat as well. I was what happened in the middle of the night? Oh, my one dog was barking too earlier than what she should
Winnie?
normally be barking. Yeah, Winnie.
Ah.
And so then I was like half
GSP.
asleep going down the stairs. And when I got down the stairs, I realized I stepped in something wet because the stairs are hardwood.
Were you
and
barefoot?
Yep.
Oh.
And I didn't
Which end
really
was it?
understand what it was.
I'm gonna go.
And then I
with
walked-
diarrhea.
No, it was vomit.
Okay.
Hairball.
And I just kept going. Then my foot started sticking to the ground. I was like,
walking after you stepped.
well, it wasn't like I halfway stepped in it. Like it wasn't like splash stepped in it. It was
Oh.
like, but still, you feel
No,
like,
sure, I get that.
God, your
But
foot
the
now
fact
is
that you just
gross.
kept going.
Yeah, I just kept going. I was
So that's-
like,
Did you clean your foot off before getting back into bed?
oh yes.
Okay, good.
Did you clean up the vomit?
Yes.
Or did you wait until you?
No,
Or
I
did
think I
you
waited until the
Let
morning.
the dog eat it.
No. They don't go up those stairs because they're hardwood, so it makes them
Mm.
nervous. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that the pit of your week?
that was it.
What's your peak?
I could love that.
The peak of my week was that I got, well, it was like really last week, but it was after the podcast. I believe it was after the podcast. I helped Carla with that one case.
Oh, yeah.
I got to
Another
scrub
one.
into surgery
Which
with
case?
Carla. The
It was
colonic
another
torsion.
torsion.
Oh,
You're an expert now
yeah.
because there's that other one.
There
So
were
that was a
two?
lot of fun.
Yeah, we did one. She mainly did it. It was a while
Oh,
ago.
you did it with me.
Not like
It
recently.
was.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
I
A,
was like
it was a
two
while
in such
ago.
a short.
It was a long time. Yeah, it was months ago.
It was Newfoundland,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was really cool. So
You don't
Cool.
get to get your hands dirty.
yeah, so it was fun,
Very
and it was
often
fun doing
anymore.
it with Carla because
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's just fun.
Mhm. Just out of curiosity, what time do you typically wake up?
In the morning,
Mm-hmm.
6:30.
Naturally,
I didn't know if you
or
were like
with
a
an
4
alarm?
a.m. gal.
No,
My dad is.
I could be, but then I wouldn't want to be at work until 6. Like
No.
I wouldn't want to be doing stuff until.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I go home and I'm still working.
Yeah.
Because of kids. Do you know what
I
I'm
see.
saying?
Yeah.
You
I
just
thought you were going to
switch your
say that
job.
if you wake up at 4, you're going to want to be at work at like 4:30. That's how I would expect you.
I would do that for sure.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Except
Then
it's
there's
really
like Terry
quiet.
Russell. She
and
gets
you
to work
get-
at like 4,
and you get
she's
stuff
worked 6
done.
hours, and then she goes home at 10 a.m.
Well, you know Terry's hours, right? She was like before and after.
She's
Like
like,
morning and night is
Yeah.
her hours for the clinic.
like she
Huh.
seriously gets in at like
I
4:30,
didn't-
and then she's worked her 8 hours by noon, and she gets to go home.
Well, that's because she has her grandbabies.
Yeah,
she gets to be
she's
with her grandbabies during the
babysitting,
day.
yeah.
It's just insane.
It is.
I tried to wake up early and I just hit the alarm off button.
Okay, Ashley.
I understand. Yeah. I feel you. All right. Trending veterinary topics, guys.
Wait, I have a shout out to give.
Okay.
Another one.
Okay.
I had another. They said VRT.
Woo!
I had another Vert listener request to follow me on Instagram, and then she commented on my post and said her name's Amity, and I think she left us a review recently.
That sounds
Yeah.
really familiar. Yes.
AMITY. She said, I'm a Vert listener, and I literally went and followed you just to see the pics from the trip. It looks amazing. So thank you.
Oh, that was
that's
sweet. That was
cool.
sweet.
That's a cool shout out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very cool.
I love it. Okay, trending topics. I love when we do these because it's always so interesting
There's
and
a
fun.
lot.
Yeah, the first one. Well, could told you that.
I could have told you that. I think my
Darwin's
biggest thing
natural-
is like, wow, they didn't take it off.
Okay,
we didn't
wait,
say what it is.
Darwin's natural
sorry.
selection, raw dog and cat food
Everybody
with
doesn't have this
salmonella
paper?
and listeria.
The listeners don't have the.
I believe it said that 6 products
Mhm.
were found to have salmonella and 1 with listeria. These are raw food products, which have never been recommended.
So again,
can't
could have
say
told you
we're
so.
surprised.
Yeah. I think though did you guys find it interesting the response of the company to
Yes.
not
take them off.
take them
They
off?
just
Well,
called
they-
the lot number people and
Yeah, they said if
They
you
said
had
that?
this lot number, like be careful. But then they said the other ones had been tested and they were fine. Pretty much.
I don't know.
They said it was a specific lot number, and they said
Yeah.
if you have this, they
They
said
said-
discard it. Discard if it's touched anything, but then you
they
can
said
keep feeding.
3% of their customers in the country, but I'm like, okay, 3% could still be a lot of people.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
I don't know if I see Darwin's very frequently, though.
I've heard of some of our clients say that's what they feed, but not many.
Cool.
I was with a whole bunch of friends recently, and 2 of them were talking about raw diets, and I was just sitting there, just like.
I think I've
Like
learned
I would have done like I don't think raw diets are like they're not the end of the world, but people I think feed them for the wrong reasons and they don't know how to feed them.
I think if you feed it correctly, and that includes preparation of it
Yeah.
and like desanitation
Mhm.
of surfaces and stuff, then it does have its place. But that's like
Just the way they were talking
I don't even
about
know.
it.
I can't
Yeah.
even list like a specific place it would be,
or like
right now.
a specific benefit.
I just keep thinking I would want to balance it with something else.
Yeah.
Like I
Mhm.
don't know.
It's just how we're taught, how our brains are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's interesting. Every time I go to a conference and I try to get into one of these topics, it's like usually the speaker makes it seem like it's not that bad because it said in this article too, like salmonella is inherent in whatever in chicken. But like also if I went to one talk and it was like, if you tested some dogs and stuff, they may have like sparse, particles of it too. And I don't know. Anyway, so I feel like every time I go to a talk, I'm like, oh, okay, so there are ways you can feed it appropriately, but I'm not going to go recommend it.
But people
Right.
just throw big chunks of beef at their dog and they're like, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people don't know how to do it right.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. They're just feeding anything they can find that's literally raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch out if you're feeding raw.
But also there was wasn't it Listeria? There was a company for human lunch meat that
Yeah.
was contaminated with
Boar's head
Listeria,
ham?
right? Yes, boar's head.
Yeah.
It was the honey ham because Jacob
That's
and I.
terrifying. Listeria messes
Do you know how
with
many? It killed people.
Yeah.
That ham killed people.
Yeah.
Because that's the ham that Jacob and I buy. And he buys it every week because he likes to take his Sammys to work. And he stopped buying it for a long time. But
Yeah.
it killed like 6 people.
Yeah.
7 people,
crazy.
maybe more than that.
Listeria creeps me out. I don't like it. Salmonella, I'm like, okay.
The
I'll
name
probably
itself,
poop for a while, but
Listeria.
Listeria goes to your nervous system, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Does
You
it
go to your
doctor?
brain.
I'm pretty sure
Does
in
it, go to-
cows.
it sounds like it's
for a
brain
while.
related.
Well, that's the nervous system.
I know.
Okay.
To get
Yeah.
your brain.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I feel
Well,
like
I don't remember because
people-
we barely have to worry about it. But now
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like a
look it
lot
up.
of people feed raw diets because they're like, oh, that's what they did before they were domesticated. Like they just
Right,
ate raw
right,
stuff.
right.
Back to their roots.
That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so domesticated now that
They can't handle it.
sounds like another topic for
Another-
Vital Vet Nutrition.
Kibble and
Dr.
their
Conway.
blueberries and their green
Yes.
and their pumpkins.
Their peas.
Okay.
Yeah, it can spread to your nervous
also-
system.
Yes. Good
Headache,
good
stiff neck,
recall.
confusion,
I was gonna
loss of
segue
balance,
to the next-
convulsions. Really bad if you're
Convulsions?
pregnant or immunocompromised.
Well, that's why they talk about pregnant people not eating lunch meat.
Right.
Because you have to,
Yeah, 'cause
you
of
have to heat it
Listeria.
up.
Yeah.
If you want to
Gross.
eat
Can
it.
you imagine
Yeah.
eating
To
a
make sure
belly meat?
everything's
I did that when I was
peeled.
pregnant.
Did you do it with pickle or what was the weird thing that you ate when you were pregnant? Or wait, what did we bring
Oh.
in here after Haley Bieber?
No, she said she was talking about something and she said like something complete opposite. It was pickles and ham or something.
Yeah. I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Is
but
that what
I
it
did the
was?
wrong thing.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And then you brought it in.
Yes.
We had ham and pickles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what you like with cream cheese in it.
Yes.
But she said something and she said like the complete opposite.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, panda dogs.
A lot of tangents.
Yes,
I
today.
think the panda
Pandas.
dogs.
I thought it was so cute.
I
Oh
saw
my
this
god.
a long time ago, I think.
Fake Chinese pandas.
That's so cute.
There are chow chows with the chow chow tail and
Oh my
they're
gosh, it was
barking
and oh my
But, like,
gosh.
people thought they were cubs.
People
Pandas.
thought they were
Full-
pandas.
Full-size
Yes.
pandas.
Well,
they
pandas aren't that
pandas
big.
are pandas.
They're not the size of Chow Chow.
I
And
don't.
they- and
I
they have
actually. I don't know how
tails.
big pandas are.
Yeah,
I
They
don't
breed them
think they're
different
that
in
big.
China.
I don't think they're that big.
Pandas
A
don't
Chow
have tails
Chow?
and chow
Come
chows
on.
do.
You think a panda's a Chow Chow size?
I mean, it would have to be a cub.
I
if
don't
we're
know
gonna-
because I don't take care of pandas or see them very often.
have you ever?
Pandas are massive. They're a bear.
yeah.
No, they're small bears, guys. They're not big.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
we need-
How much
no.
does the average panda weigh?
Harrison, please start
How
looking
much
at the
does
The-
average
average
size.
size
I-
weigh?
Panda cubs.
Silence.
I have,
Panda cubs, maybe.
Silence.
I have the information here.
Let me
A
do it.
panda, an average size panda, is about the size. An average panda is about the size of an American black bear. Giant pandas stand between 2 and 3 feet tall at the shoulder on all 4 legs and reach 4 to 6 feet.
That's not that
Males,
tall.
That's
male,
not that big.
Why
Male-
did we get such different answers?
But a Chow Chow.
Yes, these are
If you put a chow chow up on its back legs,
No.
it would be. Yes, it would.
You're saying a 4 to 6 foot bear isn't that big?
A 4-foot bear is
That's
only
our
this big.
size, like a
Yeah,
little taller than
that's-
us.
That's not a little.
But a Chow Chow, think about that.
You could lift a chow chow up on its back legs and it would be this tall.
Okay, show us.
Well, I don't have a chow here. We don't get to see them that often.
I used to
anymore.
have Chow Chows. Their names were Brittany and Whitney.
Yeah, we don't ever
I
see them
just,
anymore. I think that people would have thought they were cubs.
Yeah.
Did you read the article though about what China said?
It said
They were
yes.
like, "Why did you do this?" And they're like, "Because we didn't have pandas."
That's hilarious.
And they've been
I
accused
will
of this
say,
before.
Yeah.
It's happened
the
before.
black stayed on really well. I want to know what they dyed it.
I
with.
think it's hilarious.
I do too.
But
I was like, is it going to rain? And then they're going to turn into gray. Like,
But they've done it before. That's
Yeah.
like,
It
and they literally were just like, "We don't have pandas." Like that's all there is
Bring
to
out
it.
the dogs.
bring
It
out the
says
dogs.
males can weigh up to 250 pounds and females are 220. That's pretty big.
Speaking of
Oh
pandas,
my gosh, you guys.
that's
220 pounds for a bear is not big.
A Chow
Okay,
Chow
but
is not
compared to a
200.
chow chow.
The chow chow is probably 65 pounds,
So that's like 4 times
70
that.
pounds. Yeah.
chows are actually decently large dogs. They're fluffy.
We don't really see them.
We don't
Anywho,
ever
I had
get to
two
see 'em
growing
anymore.
up. They
You
were
could tell
brown.
that they were chow chow or dogs. and
Yeah,
not
yeah.
pandas.
Well, they didn't know until they started barking.
They were like wagging
You know
their
what?
tails
Thinking
and sticking
outside
their
the box.
tongues out.
Thinking outside the
I
box.
like it.
I have homework.
Even
for
though
all
it was
of
very
you.
deceptive.
And people paid for it.
I don't know if pandas walk on all fours very well.
I don't
They
I
work
don't-
on 2 usually.
They probably
pandas?
stand up. They stand,
stand
up
up
to
a
do
lot,
stuff.
and they're
All they do is
slow
eat
and
bamboo.
clumsy.
No, time out. That's what I was gonna say. My homework is you guys should all go home and look at clumsy panda videos.
Yeah,
They are
it's
the
not good.
clumsiest bear
Yeah.
in the
They're like,
world. They just
They're
no,
like
they
And they
fall.
roll.
No, they
but-
fall. They fall off stuff all the time. They just fall.
They're like koalas times 2.
Koalas
Okay.
aren't clumsy, are they?
Well, they're super sluggish.
Oh.
You know?
But
Like a
pandas
sloth?
just fall
Oh, wait,
down.
I think I'm thinking of a sloth. I definitely am, but still.
Okay.
I think koalas are
Listen,
slow
they're
too.
they're basically all the same. No, I'm just kidding.
Congrats if you got to saw the chow chows at the China Zoo.
I'm just gonna get a Great Dane and say I have another horse.
And a
Basically.
koala bear. They're basically all the same. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Just like dogs or wolves.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
I have a
goodness.
lion.
Bipartisan bill to help with cost of vet bills.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
all I got.
I don't
So
think.
this
I
said
mean,
that people with a FSA or HSA
Mhm.
can put like $1,000 towards their vet bills, and I do think that is $1,000 a year.
I just hope people don't abuse the whatever the approval, the license you have to get, because it's not just veterans, it's service animals, which is people. I've literally heard people say they did that to just have their dog on the plane with them.
wait, what? Wait, what did you?
Did it? Walter isn't registered as an emotional support animal. He has a license.
He has a little ID
Well, no,
card,
that
and
should
it's
be
so
different.
cute.
That's different than a service animal.
Yeah,
isn't
it is
it?
different.
Okay,
Yes.
so then it's great.
Wait. Where
I
did
was think-
service animals come into the bill being? like-
I
It's in
think
there.
It's
Yeah, but it's not just for service animals.
I think it's for the general public.
Yeah,
No,
It's
did
not.
you guys
Is
read
it?
the article?
I did, but I don't
It's
think
just
that it's
service
just
animals.
service.
It's
Or it's
yeah.
like service animals and then some. It's not just like any like random Joe Schmo dog. I don't think.
Right. It's not for everybody.
Oh, I got the impression when I read
limited.
it. that it
Because
was-
I was like, oh, that's a really great. Veterans was the main one, like the big one that are suffering from
Harrison,
PTSD.
chime in.
And then the other one was, I thought it said service animals for.
Oh, it says these funds would be available for those with service animals as well within current HSA and FSA contribution limits.
What? Okay.
So it's limited. It's not just everybody.
Okay.
I don't think. It sounded like it was limited.
These funds would be available for those with service animals as well within. Oh, that's what you just read.
It is what I
It aims to assist veterans with PTSD and individuals with disabilities by ensuring. Okay, so maybe we're both interpreting right, but I was focusing on what it aims to assist.
Sure.
Like what
So it's not
they're doing it
like it is
hopefully to
for
help
anyone,
those-
but
Okay.
to that's
really
their goal,
benefit
but
those
it's open to everybody.
Individuals.
Yeah, I thought it was
To
anybody.
allow pet owners to
Yeah.
use their HSA or FSA accounts to cover up to $1,000 for veterinary
Yeah.
care for a pet health insurance plan. Okay.
I
So
thought it was for
think
anybody.
but I think they did it with the hopes of the people
Helping the
that,
people that might be in need.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay, it's great. We love
okay.
it.
Okay.
We love anything that will get your animal care.
Yes. Help you get your animal care for sure.
Yes.
I mean, $1,000 is a lot of money, but as we've talked about pricing before, I mean, depending on if your animal has a problem,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it might only be a
$1,000
slice of the
might
pie,
not-
but at
yeah.
least it's something.
Yeah,
It's
it's better
something.
than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than $0.
Well, it said to help pay for insurance, so you can get that and pay for
Pay
your
for your insurance,
and
which would then,
in a roundabout way, it does help a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's funny because it was just last week or 2 weeks ago, one of the room assistants was saying out loud that they had an owner asking if they could use their HSA or FSA card. And she was like, can they? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I don't think so. So it sounds like it's not something they can do right now until
Mhm.
this is passed.
This is
Maybe
passed,
down the
yeah.
road.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Listener inquiries. Hi guys, not a question, but a thank you. I'm a current vet student at the University of Tennessee, as well as a
Let's go
fairly new
Vols.
podcast listener.
Oh, what is that? Vols or what are they? Oh, 4-0. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
After finding your show, I
What
have
is a
since-
ball? Sorry.
Volunteer,
Come on,
Duckwall.
Duckwall.
Or it's the voles, the things you got in the ground.
Back in
that
the
look like
day
voles.
and the war, like it was like a
Carrie-
whole thing, and that state had the most volunteers for the blah blah
I'm so
blah.
sorry, Abby.
Okay, Abby, sorry. I
History
interrupted her.
lesson.
After finding your show, I have since finished every episode to date, from the banter to the cases to the listener questions. You guys rock it. Thanks for doing what y'all do. From Abby.
Thanks.
Listen, Abby, I
Yes.
have to say, I'm going to be at the
Oh,
University of Tennessee on November 21st
Get out the calendar.
to talk to the students. So you better be there or be square.
And you have to take a selfie.
With
Yeah.
King
Ooh,
a Ling a Ding
That's a
Ding.
great
Yeah.
idea. Okay, yeah, track me down, Abby.
Abby with an I. Make sure you specify.
Well,
There's a lot of
welcome.
Abbies.
Yeah.
And
Thank
one
you.
B.
And good luck.
Oh yeah. ABI.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next one. In one episode, you mentioned pipeline dreams, including a euthanasia team. If you had unlimited funds,
Ooh.
what other things would you do for the clinic?
Get a human
Anonymous.
grade gurney.
Expand.
Oh my God. So
Expand.
I have so many
A
ideas.
second
Oh.
ultrasound machine and room.
CT machine.
Ours are so
Yeah.
small.
CT
Retire.
scanner, whatever.
I would have a department that was responsible. It would be called like the dream team. And what the employees would do is meet with this person and they would discuss what dreams that the employee has.
Oh yeah, you've said this before.
I know.
Yeah.
And then that person would help that employee accomplish those dreams.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It would be really cool.
That's really cool.
Definitely expand.
Like building space wise.
Yeah.
I think a whole separate cat wing would be Bala. Like,
yeah.
come in a different door, different welcoming staff, not different doctors per se. We would just walk our butts over there, but
Mhm.
just like completely separate unit. Oh, that would be.
Mm,
I
so
would
cool.
expand treatment substantially and give us a window.
That's right. I had more windows throughout our building.
Windows.
We don't have a window in treatment.
Windows are very popular.
Probably a separate isolation ward, too.
Yeah,
I think we just need to move.
I think so too.
Let's move to behind.
What'd you say?
Behind. The other side of the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be nice.
I know.
Wait, that huge building?
To be a separate entity.
It goes this way, not this way.
Let's just, the other thing I think would be really cool is to have a cafe/dog like bakery, and the clients can wait over there while you're doing stuff.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would.
Because as we expand into that building, we take over the restaurant. The restaurant becomes the bakery /
all the cooking
break room
supplies.
/ everything.
Nice.
Coffee room.
Yep, I like it.
Don't you like it? And then
We're
can
gonna
have
own the whole strip mall
also
soon.
2
we can have a
texts per
patio
doctor.
out there. 2 what? Text per
2 texts.
doctor.
And an assistant for the text.
Increase the pay for our technicians
That's right.
and support staff.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Unlimited funds, dudes. We might as well.
Right?
What else? Pipe dreams.
We definitely need more rooms.
I mean, I think that was a pretty hearty list there.
That's a pretty good list.
I think in an ideal world, it'd be great if the clinic had multiple all-stars. You have an all-star location in Texas. You have an all-star location in
There is an all-star in
Colorado.
Texas.
Only because there are so many listeners that follow the podcast that are like, oh my gosh, I would totally apply and work at All-Star if it was in my state or something like that.
Well, come on up. We're always looking for extra hands.
Come move to Indiana.
Just move your life. Move everything.
Move everything.
It's fine. It's a nice place.
Yes.
The list
Okay.
goes on.
The list goes on.
Unlimited snack cart.
Yeah.
Pharmacy delivery.
We toyed with that a long time ago when online pharmacies became a thing,
Mm.
but it's not feasible. It's just not
It doesn't
like
seem like it
economically
makes sense.
feasible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A better walking situation outside to where you can let your dog off leash. If your patient doesn't poop on a leash.
We have the fenced in area.
Little dogs can go under it.
Well,
And then if you're little, like
in between
just
the
like
door
single
and the-
stalls that you can take your dog out of.
Yeah.
Or
A whole
like
different isolation
at-
building.
when I worked at
that'd be cool. That'd be really
when I
cool.
worked at a boarding facility. Well, that's stupid. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
revoking what I was about to say.
Okay, next
If
one.
we're gonna have a different isolation building, we should have a secret tunnel to go underneath and walk through, so we don't have to walk through the yard.
Okay.
Just like P-Diddy.
Desktops instead of laptops. A better table for the tech.
Mice for all of the
A better
Weird.
setup in the Tech Boy
or
hallway.
Malus, I don't know how you'd say it. More phones.
We don't need more phones. Your phone is a phone.
More room for a technician office.
Yeah.
Ah!
A computer lab.
So space is what we're going back to. We need more space.
Which means you need to be willing to charge more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
It always circles back to the damn money.
Ain't gonna
God
happen.
dang it.
The damn money.
Dang it. Someone
That's
screwed
our
us in the
moment.
beginning.
That's right.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Next
Okay.
one.
Hi, friends. I recently wrote in about my first day of RVT school. I had previously only shadowed different clinics to be sure this field was right for me. I had never sought out employment in a clinic due to what I worked up as fear of not knowing. I had become comfortable at my previous job and didn't want to be the new girl in a different field of work. After listening to Courtney and Devin's advice, I stepped out of my comfort zone and started applying to different hospitals. I just finished my first day at my new job and I loved it. I chose a clinic that truly fosters a positive work environment and made any questions I had feel welcome. Thank you all for an amazing advice. I'm learning how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Again, sending you good vibes from California.
That's exciting.
That's
nice.
awesome.
We just said that last
That is
episode.
awesome.
You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's right.
Absolutely.
I feel like I
And you
hear
know
it
that
once a day
clinic's
at this
so
point.
lucky that you stepped out of your
know.
comfort
Yeah.
zone.
Yes.
And you're
And
happy. Hopefully.
It's also really awesome that she found somewhere where she feels safe.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
feels
Oh,
heard.
good luck.
Wow.
And we love that for you.
wow,
Yes,
wow, wow,
God.
wow, wow, wow,
I hope it
wow.
continues in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay,
Aw.
speaking of reviews and things like that, our text messaging feature for our podcast is located in whatever platform you're using. You click on the episode, you click the link on the top that says send us a message, and then you type whatever your heart desires and you send it on over. And then I don't know if these few reviews were from the text messaging thing or if people just don't want to have a shout out. But if you do, you have to leave your name. Otherwise, it comes through as anonymous. So just for
Yeah.
that, maybe these people want to remain anonymous. But if you don't, include your name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we just do
What
this
she
case?
said.
It's pretty hefty.
Let's do one case. People like the cases.
My case
Okay.
is kind of
Okay, let's do yours.
Okay, yeah.
It's
I was
simple.
prepared this time.
Okay. Well,
No, it's okay.
we can do two
No,
cases.
no,
She's
it's
been
fine.
telling me to do this one.
Yeah, go.
So mine is a 12-and-a-half-year-old Labrador Retriever. Her name's Bella. She presented for having a mass on her hind right paw. We looked at it. It's not like on a digit. It's kind of higher up on the paw. We FNA'd it, and it was a mast cell. And it wasn't low enough to like amputate a toe, so we had to take the mast cell off, and there wasn't enough skin to close, so we had to leave it open. And we have been doing bandage changes. I counted, and today was the 8th bandage change since the surgery. I think like 3 weeks ago. We started doing it like twice a week, and then we finally just bumped down to once a week. But the beginning was a little rough. She had some bone exposure, but we cleaned the heck out of it, and then had to trim away some dead skin, and then started applying silver alginate pads and bandaging it, and then, like I said, rebandaging every few days. And we're on the 8th bandage change, and it's looking really good.
That's awesome.
It's like I have progress pictures. I have 5 pictures, so I don't know if we can post those. But at first, it was probably like that big open with bone, and now it's like that.
Oh, good.
And the edges look really good, and the granulation tissue is super healthy. So now we're just doing weekly bandage changes. She's been on cefpiderm this entire time. But she's doing well on it, and it was kind of good for her skin in general because she's an old lady and she had a lot of flakies. But she's doing really well, and her owners are fantastic. So we're hoping
Is there a
that...
reason not Stelfonta?
That's what I was thinking.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know if they did-
She had a mast cell on a toe that we had amputated previously. I'm not sure why we didn't do Stelfonta.
It would have looked the same.
Right?
But that's just what the owners elected for. And I'm hoping that it continues in that direction. Cool.
And she's a great dog.
We were a little apprehensive a couple of times.
Yeah. Very lucky for you
Yeah.
that she's a great dog.
I'm getting good at
How
bandages,
often
that's
you're
for
seeing
sure.
her.
Yeah.
I love
that's what she-
bandaging.
No,
I
she's
would have
so
done
good.
everyone.
She's
She's an English lab who just lays there.
I can
doesn't care.
I can do it all by myself. I take her bandage off, flush the crap out of her wound, like clean it all up, and rebandage, and she just lays there.
Oh,
Aw,
that's so
Yes.
nice.
She's such a good dog.
Yeah.
very cool. Good case.
I'll include those pictures. I don't know if we can post them, though they're kind of graphic.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
We've done the Stelfonta
It's vet med.
pictures before,
I
so
think we can.
I feel like
Just do a
Viewer
warning.
discretion advised.
yes, exactly. Okay, what's yours?
Yeah, do you want
Oh, you want me to do mine?
Sure, why
I can
not?
wait if we want to do this
What
one.
is it?
Is it long? Which one is it?
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. He's saying
Do it. Do it.
All right,
do
here
it.
we go.
Do you need that?
No, that was a different one.
Okay.
Okay, so mine is a 10-year, well, he was like 8 or 9 at the time. We initially saw him for just like continued diarrhea, vomiting, didn't know what was going on. Did I say he was a cat?
No, who are we talking about?
Oliver. Loftus.
Oh my gosh.
He was a,
He's
so
a
he was,
long
I think
case.
he was 8 or 9 when he presented to us.
No. I saw him when I first started. So I saw him 5 years ago.
Really?
Hmm?
Are you sure he was patient
That's,
that long?
I diagnosed him with, yeah.
Okay, he was younger
Yeah.
when we saw him. GI upset stuff. So we diagnosed him with IBD.
Okay.
He was doing really well that way, and then it turns out he also had kidney disease on top of that.
Okay.
That was diagnosed. So he's been maintained really well since that when his diagnosis. So 4 or 5 years he had it, whatever. He would go through bouts of GI upset every once in a while because the IBD would flare up or his kidney disease would flare up, and so you treat the symptoms, whatnot. On top of everything, Oliver had a bad attitude, and his mom knew he had a bad attitude. So every time he would come in, we'd give him injectable sedation to handle him. So for his recheck, blood work, things like that. So he typically when he was having these problems, like if we're like, okay, let's try these things at home before you bring him in, because that's just more stress that he doesn't need. And he's a cat and with kidney disease.
All right.
So we would do tell mom to do this at home, try different food that was still GI friendly, things like that. And then we got to the point where he could come in for his blood pressure rechecks and I could do them in the room with mom so I could touch him that way. It was just, he was a cat that we loved. He was great. But he, 1 week he started not eating again, which, like I said, he's gone through things like this before where he wouldn't eat as much. And so we would just give her tips at home. So we kind of tried that for a few days because I think Dr. Duckwall may have been out or something. And so we tried conservative a little bit at home, told her to do certain things, but he was not getting better. He almost got, I think he got to the point where he wasn't eating at all. He wasn't acting like himself. He was being super vocal at home, things like that. So we said, okay, you need to bring him in now. And she always knows we have to sedate him, things like that. So I think you were able to put your hands on him maybe a little bit, because he does really good with his mom. He still cops an attitude, but he does better with her. So Dr. Duckwall did a brief exam, and he was really, really painful in his abdomen. And then note that he has had urinary issues in the past as well. He's had stones before. So we were kind of concerned about a urinary blockage. So we told her, okay, we need to give him some sedation. We need to run some blood work, do whatever, and see what's going on. And so we got all of his blood work, and then I don't think we did a urine on him at this appointment. So we did blood work and then x-rays. So the blood work showed high BUN and creatinine and phosphorus. They were all way too high to read. And then his abdominal radiograph showed small kidneys and cystic calculi. So at that point, we then talked to the owner and just said, okay, he's in kidney failure. So with his temperament and him not being happy at the hospital and the stress that it would have put on him and where his numbers were when we saw him for this appointment, we elected to do a humane euthanasia. So that's my main point to this whole thing was like, you want to be conservative for the cat. You don't want to stress them out, but then it's a good thing we had him come in because it was really bad. He was very, very sick.
He smelled uremic.
Oh yeah.
really?
He had bad
His
breath too.
Smelled like too high to read, like complete renal failure.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. When was this?
What's the date on there?
8/21.
Oh, so a while ago.
August.
It was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
He's
a month ago.
He's a very interesting, this family's so special because he was one of my, I don't know, he's just, you have cases when that are complicated and you remember them. And he was one of them where he's the only intestinal biopsy case I've done still, because usually people don't do that or they refer, you know what I mean? And then at the time, he had tiny sand debris stones in his bladder, so we took that out, and those are calcium oxalates, which don't dissolve with food, which so I was like, oh god, this is going to be a long haul. And there were times where throughout his life we thought that maybe he was trying to pass some of that stuff because he wasn't peeing well or his bladder was taut and big. And then anyway, so he was just a very interesting case because he also was diagnosed with IBD, but he was managed on a renal plus HP diet up until his kidney values got higher. And then we forfeited the HP and did renal as much as we could, which the combo diet also would go in and out of availability.
Yeah, the
as
owner
well.
had problem getting his food.
That was frustrating.
So he lived like 5 years then from.
Well, his kidney disease was very early when I diagnosed it. It was more of, we focused on the IBD for so long because he was just on HP until the renal values. But they're amazing owners. They're so sweet. They just because of his temperament, we would recheck values every 6 months instead of every 3. But that's how we just, we caught when the kidney values started to get higher and it was an issue. And of course, when we're sedating him, you have to take that into account of what to use. Yeah, it was.
I didn't know that.
Complicated case.
And his sister's housemate cat was a case I've talked about on here before that had a ureter obstruction from a stone.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So
didn't she go to Purdue?
She did, and she survived, and she's doing great. She's actually got minimal, okay renal values and stuff. So
it's just a good thing we told her to come in.
Yeah.
Because he could have went downhill. I mean, he was going downhill really fast.
It's that whole thing. One peek is worth 1,000 guesses.
Yeah.
Just the smell of his breath, I'll never forget.
Yeah. It was intense.
I didn't recognize at first. I never had a uremic smell that I could recognize. And another doctor comes in. She goes, "Oh, he smells like this." And I was like, "Yep, you're right."
Well, the owner mentioned it briefly. It wasn't part of the whole history, but when she dropped him off with me, she was like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, his breath smells kind of bad." And then
what does uremic mean?
Their BUN and creatinine are high, so basically kidneys are not filtering correctly.
Yeah.
But the byproducts of that change.
Yeah.
And sometimes some people are more sensitive to it, smelling it than others.
I didn't know Latin terms, what the.
BUN is
blood urea nitrogen.
Yeah, so it's high values of that. So uremic is
Uremic
high.
is uremia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urea in blood, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it was a sad case, but glad we could help.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to have a suffering passing at home because
Yeah.
that would have sucked.
Yes.
But that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
All right.
Are we on to the listener case?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Okay.
It's a long one. Okay. I can start it.
Okay.
Hi there, I am a CVT who has been working at a clinic for the past 2 years. While I was waiting to get accepted into vet school, I was able to take the VTNE through on-the-job training and passed. Congratulations. I got accepted into vet school this year. Congratulations. And will be starting this fall. Any advice for first-year vet students would be appreciated. I love listening to your podcast and following your social media pages. This is definitely the best vet med podcast out there. I thought you all would appreciate this understanding, but sad case we saw at the clinic a few weeks ago.
A 10-week-old male intact pitty mix presented for his first puppy visit. The owners had just adopted him 2 days prior from a kill shelter in the South. When we got a history, they casually mentioned that he had been drinking and urinating a lot, but they were not too concerned because they thought he was just adjusting to his new home. During the exam, the doctor felt a large bulge on either side of the abdomen. However, the puppy was not showing signs of pain upon palpation. No other abnormalities noted on the exam. The doctor was initially concerned about a foreign body, and after explaining this to the owners, they elected radiographs. When the puppy was lateral for the x-ray positioning, you could clearly see something poking out of the side of his abdomen. The radiographs were sent out to a radiologist, and it was discovered that the large bulges in his abdomen were actually his kidneys. Owners then elected lab work, which revealed the pet was in stage 3 kidney disease. The doctor recommended additional diagnostics like an ultrasound. However, the clients declined as they want to focus on quality of life. Although they did allow us to do a nutritional consult with Hills. The puppy is currently on Hills LD and has been doing okay the past couple of weeks. The last update we had stated that he was playing like a normal puppy. However, we all know it's just a matter of time. Our doctor is suspecting that this is some congenital issue with polycystic kidney disease, but had never seen anything like it before. Interestingly enough, the client's friends also adopted a puppy from the same shelter who is suspected to be a litter mate, and his labs came back normal. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Nope.
The answer is not
Big
in a
fat no.
10-week-old puppy.
No.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's the thing that's
That
very
would suck
interesting.
so bad.
So
That's insane. Like these images that were sent.
okay, so let's go through.
wild.
Let's show them the like. I'll
They
hold
sent
these
the
up here.
labs and the x-rays.
So maybe if this is possible, if somebody can see this, I don't know that one.
Maybe put a paper behind it so it's...
Yeah.
Oh, here she's gonna put them up. Okay, so we've got two lateral radiographs, a right and a left,
Mhm.
and one is zoomed in, the other is zoomed out, and on the right lateral duct wall, it looks like there's radio dense material in the
Mm-hmm.
On both of them, you
what
can
would be
kinda
the
see
left
it.
kidney or the right. I can't tell based on the picture, but
No, I can't tell either.
orientation.
But the other, on the other
There's
lateral
definitely a
though,
big
it's like
blob
it
of
looks like
something.
it could be in the GI, like the colon.
like
Mhm.
maybe it's behind
Yeah.
that section.
The zoomed in one, the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's wild that I would be so curious to just put a ultrasound probe on those things. Like, that's wild
Mhm.
for those to be the kidneys. I really, really want the VD because I'm so curious to also tell or see how the radiologist said they're both kidneys, not even just
Right.
one of them.
Because usually it's one of the, like, if one has a problem and then the other one's
because one takes
okay.
over,
Yeah.
right? So
Compensates.
So I mean, based on the lab work, now the lab work shows that he's
Mhm.
got a let's see here,
Losing track here.
high white blood cell count.
Hello.
yeah, low
His-
protein, low albumin. I mean, creatinine's not that
I was gonna say
bad.
I was just gonna say that his creatinine is only 29 and the high normal is
2.2.
20. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A specific gravity is really crappy though.
Oh yeah.
And with this, yeah, then he's got
It's crazy. We were trying to brainstorm before this too, like what, like polycystic disease makes sense, I guess, but both kidneys to be that. I mean, it's only a 10-week-old puppy, so
I
to
mean,
keep that into account. with how
either
big
had
this
to have
looks, but-
had exposure to something,
in the South. I don't really know of any like parasites that would
cause
something like that. Like there's kidney worms and stuff, but I don't
renal
think
megaly. I mean, there's not that-
bilateral though.
bilateral renal megaly.
Because we were saying renal dysplasia, which is congenital, would cause small kidneys. We've
Mhm.
had patients where they had only one kidney when we've gone looking.
right.
I mean, I've definitely diagnosed like kidney tumors, but again, one kidney only. We talked earlier about that cat, but like the stone in the ureter, so that creates one giant kidney, but not two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's wild. I would be so interested. Like, I wonder if they would be interested in doing a necropsy. Like, if they would be willing to do that for educational purposes. And I know that's a hard decision to make, but I mean, even if the veterinarian at the practice did their own necropsy, not an official one where you send it out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
Send
that's
us the VD
so
if you
sad,
can.
though.
I feel like there's just so much more information we could get from an ultrasound, or just we're like missing a piece, I feel like.
Yeah. To help understand it or why it's happening a little bit better.
Because it's just weird about the age and both of them.
Yeah.
Very strange. I was looking on Venn to see if there was anything about like puppies with bilateral renomegaly.
I mean, you'd think with lepto they would feel more sick. Obviously wouldn't,
Because they said
make
he's
it
doing
this
well.
long. Yeah. I don't know,
lepto
but
would be on the list, but
I would really, really encourage them to maybe think about.
Well, it says that they recommended an ultrasound, but the owners declined it.
I mean, things like
guess more so
lymphoma, see, like those don't
postmortem.
fit because he's 10 weeks old. Like none of that makes
What
sense.
did you say?
Like lymphoma, things like
yeah,
that
no.
don't fit.
Well, no, that was a 2-year-old. We diagnosed lymphoma.
I was going to say, you could see lymphoma young, but
yeah.
oh my God, a 10-week-old puppy lymphoma, that'd be
Can you
insane.
imagine?
Hmm.
And then his brother is fine. His litter mate.
I don't know.
Hydro-
It could be
Versus-
genetic still, but I don't,
Oh, for sure. It could still
but
be.
still, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's crazy. We're stumped. We have no
we
idea.
are stumped.
We got nothing for you.
Yeah.
So no,
I-
we have not seen this before.
No. We've seen variations of weird stuff, I
But
guess.
only un
but-
kidney.
Un kidney.
Not dos kidneys. Uno kidney.
There's only one there.
Yeah.
So yeah, cysts. I guess.
I don't know. Follow up if you do get any more
Please,
information.
we would
'cause
love to know
that's
that information.
Fascinating.
Sorry.
Also,
No.
congratulations on getting into vet school.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
Yeah.
it's a tech going.
a tech going into vet
She
school.
got
Yeah.
licensed and then went to tech school.
So-
Or
And
vet school.
What advice would you give her for her first year, Duckwall?
Oh, figure out a good way you like to study and that works for you and just stick with it. Don't
like
change
it.
it up. Just find a good method and stick with it. And don't worry about what your classmates are doing or how they're doing it. Just
Yep.
do
And
what's
I
good
would
for you.
say also,
persevere.
you got in, which was the hard part. Now
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
enjoy
There's
it
no
and
competition now. Just
have
enjoy.
fun and learn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Make some new
Focus
friends.
on learning.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
King, you go. Listener question.
She has to find her place again.
Would you like me to do it?
She's lost.
Hey,
She's
y'all.
got it.
Vet assistant here. Work at a privately owned general practice in Oklahoma, small and large animal, with one doctor, one tech who's out due to surgery right now, so she's stepping in as best as she can, and 2 assistants. Just curious to know what All-Star's role and responsibilities for our assistants are, and any tips you may have for someone looking to do their job better. I've worked here on and off due to school for 9.5 years, but as an assistant for 2.5. I feel like I'm good at my job, but anything I can do to help the clinic more, I'm open to learning. Love the podcast, and I've learned a lot. Look forward to hearing back. Thanks from Audrey Hanson.
Aubrey.
Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Aubrey Hanson.
So many things.
What kind of roles do we give assistants?
Okay.
Let's start there.
Okay, so we have veterinary assistants that work rooms,
Mhm.
work exam rooms, and their responsibilities are client relationship building, history taking,
Mhm.
checking clients in and
Organization.
out, organizing. Yeah, like so we work in groups. So, they're kind of
Fielding
the front.
a lot of phone calls.
Yeah.
And answering text messages that can be handled.
Relaying labs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then we have
Helping the technician.
helping the technician. That's a great point, Devin.
Helping schedule.
Yep.
They do a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do a lot of things. And then the veterinary assistants that we have working in the back
Yep.
are doing technician appointments.
Helping technicians.
Helping technicians do technician appointments.
Mhm.
So, and then we have some that are doing we call them technician appointments because that's what they're called in the appointment schedule.
Yeah.
But things like nail trims,
Anal glands vaccine.
anal glands,
The dirty
repeat
work.
vaccines. Yeah. The manual
The
labor,
hard
the
stuff,
hard
yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
And then
We give our assistants an opportunity to learn and grow too.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So they can learn how to draw blood, all those kind of things.
Yeah. That's true.
place catheters.
Yeah, a lot of this is
No anesthesia.
Here,
I would not have
moves up.
been. Yes, I would not be where I am at without Courtney.
Oh.
I grew a lot as an assistant before I moved up.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was an assistant, a big thing for me was like, say a room gets here and like I'm currently working on something. A lot of people I feel like would finish what they're working on really quickly and then go in. But I would do my best to like drop what I'm doing and go straight in to get it going.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she can get in earlier and I can always finish what I was like the text I was typing later unless it's urgent. But it really helped,
Yes, it did.
the day move along quicker.
Yes, it did.
Because then I'm affecting her going in and her doing treatments and them leaving in the next room. So that's my piece of advice.
Yes.
Helping the techs as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because like if you're an assistant willing to learn technical skills, I guess you would say, it goes, oh my God, it's amazing. Because like if I was swamped or something, I could just be like, Devin, go do this. Or like, can you just do the treatments on the room?
Yeah.
Like
And
if
I
it's
love
an
that.
annual, just do the vaccines.
Which is great.
Because I have to do this hospitalized patient.
makes
So
both
like
of us
she could
happy.
just do, it's just like,
Yeah.
it was easy.
I had two techs essentially. It was
Yeah.
amazing. We would get our stuff done,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
or I just had great confidence. I mean, I had confidence in you before we became technical work or
Sure.
technician and stuff, but like it's just a different element of efficiency.
We should do that again for like one day, just old time's sake.
We would just you'd spoil me. Stop it.
Stop it.
I don't know how her clinic works, but a lot of the time, if we had an annual, I would get the invoice ready real quick and then run back and get the vaccines ready to give Courtney an extra few minutes to finish up what she was working on.
Yeah.
And those are ready for her.
If she's trying to improve kind of like her knowledge base, there are some really good free resources that you can use to do that. You can use the big companies like Zoetis and IDEX are two that just come to mind that have like free online resources where you can go and learn how to read a fecal correctly, so you can make an IDEX account and then you can go in and look at all these online classes that are free and improve your skills that way. And Zoetis has that as well. I'm sure some of the other companies have resources like that so that you can kind of like get reliable information that's accurate in terms of your learning, like
Interesting.
reliable,
accurate information.
Yeah.
That would also make you better at your job.
Honestly, I think getting great basic restraint down can go so far. Like just if you're in the assistant role and the technician, it says this one right here is out due to surgery. The doctor can administer and do things. If you can hold that patient well,
It's half the job.
that's right. That's all you need.
Absolutely.
So get that as a baseline too. Okay.
And then also we should mention that you're working. I mean, the other possibility is to go to an online technician school to learn as you're working additional
Well, it
skills.
says that she's in school, but I don't know how old she is.
That's
It says
true.
that she's worked here on and off due to school.
Yeah.
So who knows where she's at in that. But
That's a good point. Yeah.
Always be willing to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Growth mindset.
you are going to learn something every day.
Yes.
You are
so-
never a master. in
And kudos for
medicine.
like trying to be better.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
just trying to be better, you're going to grow. So
Yes. But make it a practical list. Don't like overwhelm yourself with all these things at first.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Remember, send in those questions and leave us a review if you enjoyed this episode or a previous one. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable.
Woo!